So thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to everyone if I've not already been in touch with you. Hope you had a nice break. And we're obviously back to it now. COVID's still hanging around, obviously. It's not going anywhere soon. But the good thing is we're still able to offer sessions, etc. I realise the wait for this award has been quite a while. It's been delayed after delay. And what's happened basically, it's that the way this has come out has actually changed from how it was first planned. So initially we had a level 2 qualification within BT. We didn't have a pathway. The level 2 was basically brought in so that any local authorities, schools, etc., asking for level 2 qualification, BT coaches could provide it to mean that they'd be able to deliver in community centres, local authority buildings, schools, etc. What was missed from that? There was no level 1, there was no pathway, there was no level 3. So basically, I've reviewed the previous coach education and we've come up with a pathway, which, if you've looked at the prospectus, it's at the back of there. We've got the assistant coach award, club coach qualification, and we will have the advanced coach, which will be done through each of the volunteer departments. So each of the specialities, martial art, PUMSE and sport, they will basically be heavily involved in designing modules and courses for anybody who wants to specialise in each of those. So here to talk about the assistant coach award. So it's basically changed shape since the start of the pandemic. There was going to be sort of face-to-face parts and the usual sort of maybe virtual learning or whatever, but that has all changed and we've tried to make it as remote as possible given the pandemic, and feedback from coaches as well that not everybody wants to be attending a classroom in Manchester or some other venue basically just to get through a qualification. It costs money, it's time, and it's tiring for people as well. We've got big distances to travel, so you're probably not getting the best of them. So basically we've listened to all the feedback and we've come up with what we think is a really good model. If you just let me share my screen in a second. A while since I've been on Zoom, so bear with me. So I'm sure you've all seen the prospectus before. So you've been through this, I'd imagine. I've sent it out numerous times. And the colours documentation, we're trying to sort of match it up to the BT strategy document that some of you may or may not be aware of, but it's got the belts in the bottom, etc. So we've also worked closely with UK Coaching, who are one of the biggest and best sort of coach education organisations in the UK. Anything they do has got a touch of quality to it. So they're doing basically the online part of the course is all through UK Coaching. And I've been through it and it's an excellent module. So loads of learning in there. It's all up to date. It's all like the latest research, etc. So I'm sure you'll all enjoy that. The award, when it was first advertised the other week, we advertised for members. It's actually aimed at new members who want to become coaches, but any coach within BT basically who wants additional learning to further their knowledge and sort of coaching. We're not teaching you guys how to teach Taekwondo. We're basically going around the coaching and the ethics, all the rest of it. You know what you're doing with Taekwondo. I can't, especially me, I can't teach you how to teach Taekwondo. So what we're doing is we're teaching you all the holistic parts around coaching, safeguarding, ethics, etc. Giving you ideas and you can apply them to your Taekwondo lessons and classes. So this is suitable for any BT coaches who want to increase the learning. It may be a bit basic for some coaches who've done previous level 2 coach education, but then again, it's all brand new, it's up to date, and it will basically give you an opportunity to sample what the club coach qualification will look like It'll obviously be a lot more in depth than this. So we've got anybody aged 16 years or over, red belt or above. So that's a new one. It's only previously black belts who could become coaches or assistant coaches with BT. We have lowered that to red belt, basically, which will give the red belt some extra kudos and hopefully get some aspiring coaches on the coach education pathway sooner. Loads of interest from clubs. The majority of interest has been from clubs looking to promote members to coaches. So something like 70% of the people who've applied so far are members who will become new BT coaches. So just now that's the main audience, but it's actually aimed at any BT coaches who don't have qualifications, level 2 or otherwise. Even if you do have the level 2, it wouldn't hurt to dip in and try this out. So it consists of an online safeguarding course. Again, we're trying to make it as remote as possible. You will basically complete the safeguarding course, let us know. Once you've paid, we will send you licenses for safeguarding and your UK coaching online course. Can everybody mute their microphones, please? There's a bit of background noise. So you pay, we'll send you the licenses and instructions how you get through the courses. It'll start with the NSPCC, we're hoping, their safeguarding module. And that's completely online. You get an e-certificate, it's a digital certificate, which you can save, ideally print out and display at your club, but also send it to us to say you've completed the safeguarding part of the course. The UK coaching part, exactly the same, it's completely online. You do it in your own time, although once you've put the course through checkout, this is a point I really need to highlight. Once you've put it through checkout on a UK coaching site, you have 30 days to complete it before your license expires. So please, anybody looking to sign up for the course that you're speaking to, make them aware of that. It is clear in the documentation, but BT cannot refund expired licenses because we'll have already paid for that. So if you let the license expire, we can't then pay the money again for it. So the safeguarding course is between 3 and 4 hours. The UK coaching part is between 3 and 4 hours. 2 and 3 hours. Sorry, someone's not on mute. So before you get to the next, you do the safeguarding module, send us your certificate, you do the UK coaching part, send us your certificate, and then we will send you out the mentoring pack and the Brilliant Basics videos. Basically, we'll give you links to those. They've been created with some of our top coaches, Master David Bailey, Grandmaster David Bailey, in the Pumsey video, and Andrew Deere, the current GB para coach for the sports side of things. But basically, it's how to do some of the basics very well, how they're taught, and what mistakes to look for, how to correct them in each of the disciplines. Again, you do not have to take this stuff on board if you think your coaching's up to scratch or whatever. It's just to give you ideas and let you see how some of the experts are doing it, to see if you take anything away from that. We've also provided session plans. So there's a bit about the NSPCC course, UK coaching module. I'm sure you've all seen this, mentor pack. So as I say, we've provided session plans which match up to the Brilliant Basics videos, that any candidates can read the session plans, watch the videos, match the two up, work out how they want to deliver their own sessions, and they can either choose parts of the video to deliver as per the session plans. We've also provided in the mentor pack a blank session plan where if they want and the coaches, the mentoring coach wants, they can design their own session on that and deliver that as part of the 5 hours shadowed learning. So there's also a mentor feedback form. So the mentor pack's got loads of information in for the candidate and the mentor, and it's all based around the course content for the UK coaching module. So what they'll do, basically, they'll ideally deliver sessions within the club under the supervision of the mentoring coach, up to a minimum of 5 hours mentored learning. Then the mentoring coach will tick off the checklist to say they've met this criteria, send it back to us, and we will issue their certificate. So as there's no formal assessment, we've called it the Assistant Coach Award, not a qualification. Here's how you sign up, which I'm sure you're all aware of. The price difference for Scotland and Northern Ireland, just to explain, the NSPCC course is specific to England and Wales. It is available in Scotland and Northern Ireland, but Sport Scotland and Sport Northern Ireland require each of the coaches in those home nations to do their own safeguarding modules, which is not the NSPCC one. So once you've signed up for your interest in the course, I'll send you an email with all those details in, and I've obviously amended the prices for Scotland and Northern Ireland. So the reason it's cheaper for Scotland and Northern Ireland is they will basically have to go and pay for a safeguarding course to sit and send BT the certificate for that. So BT is getting our safeguarding courses for £15 each via NSPCC, which is why there's £15 deducted, which will help pay towards the Scotland and Northern Ireland ones. Here's the pathway. Maybe we need a bit more image on that. So as you can see, we've got the Assistant Coach Award launched January 2022. So we're aiming at the 24th, which should go ahead as planned. We're just waiting on finalising the details for the safeguarding course. Club Coach Qualification, mid-2022, we're looking at the summer. Club Coach Fast Track is basically for existing coaches who are already leading sessions and or running a club. They will have to do, when the Club Coach Qualification is available, they will be required to do the Assistant Coach Award without the mentoring section if they choose. That's the fast track option. And then they'll be required to sit the Club Coach Qualification. And that will be by the end of 2024, basically, just to make sure by the end of 2024, anybody who's leading sessions in a club has got the relevant qualifications within BT. Right, I think that'll do me for now, so I'm going to stop sharing. Chat looks like we've only got one question. Is a safeguarding and sport level 2 certificate valid for this, please? It's not, because that is no longer being delivered. We originally had that as our safeguarding course as part of this, but what they're called, TES, who deliver it on behalf of Educare, they've basically binned it and it won't be delivered anymore. So we've had to take that out of the course and replace it with the NSPCC, who are the National Society Prevention of Cruelty to Children. So they're the England and Wales national organisation, massive organisation, and very well thought of. The course is excellent as well. I've been on and done that. So we've replaced it with that. As I say, that's England and Wales. Scotland and Northern Ireland have to do their own versions, which is why they've got £15 deducted from the total price. Has anybody got anything to add or any other questions? You can add them in the chat, and feel free to ask it in person as well, but ideally record it in the chat so that it will be included in the frequently asked questions document afterwards. If you've got any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and try and make sure you type them in the chat, or if anybody's got anything to discuss regarding the course or coach education. No, no one. Everybody okay with that? As a mentor, so we'll go to the first Hirsch first. Hi Hirsch. Can assistant coaches apply for club coaching qualifications instead of the coach award? The assistant coach award will be a prerequisite for sitting the club coach qualification unless you're already level 2 qualified. So I hope that's answered that for you, Hirsch. As a mentor, will I have access to the course material as well? When it gets to the mentor pack, basically after we've received certificates for the safeguarding and the UK coaching online part, we will issue the mentor pack to the mentoring coach and the candidate. We'll also issue links to the Brilliant Basics videos. So yes, you will have access to the materials as well. Most of the mentor pack is aimed at the mentor. There's some bits in there for the candidate, but the mentor's part is actually more substantial. Basically just guidance on how you get them through it, how you can be a good mentor, what to avoid. Take as much of that on board as you can and want to, but to get the most out of the process for your candidate, there's some really, really good information in there, which has been produced in partnership with some previous level 2 tutors, BT coaches, BT business club owners. Should a current assistant coach do this award now or wait and see what combined one coming in the summer looks like? Any coaches who are already assisting will be required to get through this award by the end of 2022. So I would say get signed up as quickly as you like, to be honest, but well before the deadline. The combined one is only for those who are leading sessions already in BT clubs. So the fast track option you don't have the requirement of doing the 5 hours of mentoring. So basically you do your online safeguarding, you do your online UK coaching, and the mentoring section is optional, which would make it a fast track course, basically. Previously, there were videos available on Dartfish demonstration. There are now some videos available on YouTube, Cookie One videos. Is the intention to make some of the new content available to a wider audience or only course participants? I'm not sure if any of you have heard, we're getting a brand new website shortly. The website will contain a members portal, a coaching portal, sorry, for our coaches. All coach education materials, videos, webinars, seminars, etc., will all be included in that portal. So what we'll try and do is build a library of coach education materials, business assistance for your clubs, safeguarding advice and guidance. So this basically will be a treasure trove of like helpful guidance, documents, policies, procedures, videos. I hope that's answered that question. And the course materials and videos will only be for the candidate and the mentoring coach, basically. You'll receive the pack on email. You could share it if you wanted to, but they're not going to benefit because they've not done the other parts of the course. Anybody looking to benefit from it should go through the whole course, to be honest. And do level 2 qualified coaches have to take these courses? Just now, the answer to that is no, because you've already done your level 2. Although bear in mind that most sports, which we will adhere to in future as well, require your qualifications to be updated every 3 years. And the last level 2 that was delivered was in 2019. So further down the line, probably a year after the first deadline of 2024, we will require at some point current level 2 qualified coaches to go through the club coach qualification. As they're already level 2 qualified, they will not be required to do the assistant coach as well, the assistant coach award. That would be optional. As the assistant coach award needs repeating every 3 years, is the intention that they should move on to the coach qualification? Will this also then need repeating every 3 years? it's a brilliant question. It's actually one I've prepared for because I'm not sure if you're aware, but the new development manager, Dav Rowlands, is actually on this call. Do you want to say hi, Dav?
Yeah, evening.
I'm just trying, there you are. So I'll spotlight you for this. So Dav, if you just want to meet the new development manager, I will be moving into a Manchester development role, which is pretty specific for Manchester. Dav will be manager. And obviously I'll still be working with Dav till he's bedded in, etc., to keep everything going and make sure you guys are provided for as best we can. So what I was about to say is Dav and I have had a chat around the 3-year renewal deadline, and it's very common for every sport to need qualifications at a lot of jobs as well. Any first aid certificate has to be updated every 3 years, so it's best practice with health, safety and continued personal development. We did discuss that instead of just repeating the assistant coach award, we may bring in other modules which could or could not be, may or may not be UK coaching modules, where potentially you need to build up so many CPD points. So CPD is continued personal development. Each course could be worth sort of, say, for example, 2 points, and you need to keep every year, you need to basically keep a minimum of 4 CPD points every year, maybe sitting some online courses or attending like some virtual learning, etc. So we have said on the documentation that you need to either move on to the club coach award, club coach qualification, or reset the assistant coach award. That is as it stands just now. Sorry, as it is just now. But further down the line, we're hoping there will be additional learning which may be able to replace just sitting the same course every 3 years. I hope that's answered that question. The club coach qualification, again, exactly the same answer. We will be looking at bolt-on learning, so additional learning, rather than putting you through the same course every 3 years. We may either have a refresher version, or we will basically, that would complement the first course, or we'll have other modules you can sit to gain points and make sure you're meeting those targets. Will someone who has a pre-existing coach qualification, which is not BT, which has been pitched at higher level, still be required to complete these awards, or are there any exemptions? There will be exemptions for the assistant coach award for people who have got certain qualifications like sports science degrees, coaching degrees, etc. Although the club coach qualification will be mandatory for all BT coaches, regardless of other qualifications in other sports or fields. There will be the club coach qualification will be, again, it will start off with the UK coaching module, which is completely online. It'll be far more substantial than the 3 to 4 hour module that is part of the award. And then BT will obviously add on our bits that you need basically to run a BT club and deliver unsupervised sessions. We'll add on all those bits. Probably redo the Brilliant Basics videos, which will be a bit more in-depth and a bit more advanced. That is actually ongoing just now. So again, Dav is assisting. We're in conversation over that just now. Will those complete in the level 1 course? So we've not called it a level 1. It is a level 1 equivalent. And we will put in the title of the club coach qualification. We're not calling it a level 2. We will have in the title that it is a level 2 equivalent, because that could be a barrier to delivering in schools, local authority buildings, etc. So the award is a level 1 equivalent. It's not actually a level 1. Will those completing it be able to have enhanced DBS through BT? if you're going into a coaching position with BT, that's basically a must. You must have disclosure clearance, enhanced disclosure clearance through BT. If you're doing the course and you just want to be a member with some coach education, that's fine. You won't require, as long as you're not coaching within the club, you will not have to register as a coach and will not have to go through a DBS in England or Wales, or a PVG in Scotland, or an Access NI check for Northern Ireland. Keep the questions coming if there's still more. Or if anybody's got anything to add or discuss on the recording, please feel free. DBS and instructor certificates are visible on the hub. Will these new certificates reside there too? I'm not sure how much you guys know, but there's an absolute ton of stuff happening behind the scenes, and one of them is looking at a new membership platform. This was spoke about at the AGM. There's a few decisions being made at a higher level, and once that information is available, we will hopefully have an all singing, all dancing membership system where any certificates, etc., can all be displayed and be part of your actual profile. What are the prices for the club coach in advance, please? Really, basically, we need to work out, just like the assistant coach award, we see what it costs us to make, how much it costs to buy the licenses from UK Coaching, any other add-ons, etc. How much it's going to cost us to deliver, and the assistant coach awards completely remote, so it doesn't cost us anything to deliver. But we need to take all those costs into consideration, break it down, and then work out how we can charge it without costing us money, but also without, we don't want to overprice it to make sure you guys aren't too much out of pocket. I couldn't even speculate on the cost just now because we need to see what this is going to cost us to put together and implement before we can come up with any sort of prices. What is the prices for volunteer coaches for these awards? And would these courses completed online or in person? The price is £99 regardless, volunteer or not volunteer. It's up to the club if they're going to pay it for the volunteer or if they're going to ask them to pay for it themselves. They could even split the cost. The course is 50% online, which is the 2 modules, and then your other 5 hours is in person within your own club and your own mentoring coach. 5 hours of supervised learning, basically. Do these include first aid courses? Just now, no, not for assistants, but the club coach qualification, when that comes out, first aid will either be a part of that. Someone's not on mute. If you can all make sure you're on mute, please. There's a bit of background noise. Cool, thank you. So the first aid will be more aimed towards the club coach qualification than it is towards assistants. It's not an assistant's place. It's best practice if every coach within the club has got first aid. But just now, it's not an assistant's responsibility to be the main first aider. When you receive the mentor pack, you will see in there it's got things that you should have an assistant coach doing and things that you shouldn't have an assistant coach doing. So basically, they should not be designing programs for people because they're just an assistant. They can sit in and help and discuss programs when you're designing them with some of your members, but they should not be given sole responsibility. That's just one example of basically things you should not have your assistant doing and things you should. So just to clarify, an assistant coach already taking occasional sessions should still do this award, as it will be a prerequisite for doing the full coach course. Is that correct? Yes, that's 100% correct. I do get there are people within Taekwondo who aren't coaches who still help with coaching and help the coach and maybe hold pads or do a few bits. who never want to register as coaches, and that's fine. If someone is regularly coaching other people and could get hurt or could basically be involved with someone else getting hurt, best practice is get them registered as a coach and get them insured as a coach, just to save any insurance implications or whatever if something happened. And as mentioned, it is a prerequisite. Unless you're level 2 qualified already with BT, the assistant coach award will be a prerequisite for attending the club coach qualification. Is there a time period from completing the assistant coach award before registering for the coach award when launched in the summer? No, not really. Basically, once you've completed it, you've done your 5 hours mentored learning, and you've got a certificate from BT, you could sign up straight away for the club coach qualification if it's available. I hope that's answered that. It's up to you. You could basically take some time in between to implement the learning you've had from the assistant coach award and get used to that before taking on the more substantial club coach qualification. It may be a lot to have in your head over a short period of time. So will these rewards become a prerequisite for anyone wanting to apply for a GOL, which is in the UK, has to be done through BT? These GOLs are external to BT, basically. So global official license is even the coach version. They're external to BT. So we don't set minimum requirements for those, but we will be bringing in minimum requirements as per the coach education pathway for all BT coaches. So by the end of 2024, all BT coaches need to be through the club coach qualification who are leading sessions. All those assisting sessions would need to be through the assistant coach award. And that is just to bring us in line with all other governing bodies in sports and make sure we're offering the best services to our members, basically. Our prices for full coaching qualifications and assistant coaches are the same. The assistant coach award, because it's quite a small course, it's not very substantial. There's 2 online modules and the mentor pack, etc., and the mentored learning. That's coming at £99. As mentioned earlier, the club coach qualification will be a lot more substantial. There'll be quite a large online UK coaching module which will cover loads of stuff. And knowing UK coaching, they'll cover it really well. It'll be done to one of the highest standards possible. So from that, we will design our parts of the course to bolt onto that. So we're looking at doing a business section, basically to help people who want to run their club as a business. There'll be club development aspects in there. Anything we can do to complement the UK coaching part and what is relevant to our members will be part of the club coach qualification. Just to clarify, in moving from assistant to full coach courses, I was thinking of existing coaches and whether there was a benefit in completing the award and then the club coach when available rather than waiting for fast track. I would say so, Lynn. I think what this does is this gives you a chance to work with another coach as either the mentor or as the candidate. So as your mentor, you could pick a coach who you really admire and want to learn from or whatever. And as a coach, you can pick someone you want to teach to get them through the award. So definitely there's benefits in it for each of them. And as I said, the mentor pack, there's a huge section in there which is aimed at the mentor to help them get the best out of the process and to make sure they're providing the best possible service for the candidate. So definitely, I would say do it well with the mentoring pack. The fast track option is basically just doing the course without the mentoring process, which I would say takes a bit away from the course because the mentoring process has got some excellent stuff in it. And there's collaboration. working together. Even coaches who know a lot and have coached a lot and got loads of experience will still be able to learn from mentoring someone a lot less experienced than them, with all the most up-to-date learning through UK coaching, the videos, etc. So I would definitely recommend getting through that. Can assistant coaches lead sessions from time to time without the club coach's supervision? That's a good question. They're not supposed to. I'm not too up to date with the latest insurance policy we have, but there may be insurance implications with assistant coaches leading sessions. And as you'll see, as part of the process of the mentoring process, allowing assistant coaches to lead sessions unsupervised is one of the things you should not be doing. Further down the line, once these courses are set and they're offered regularly, insurance will only cover you to deliver as an assistant, supervised sessions if you're only qualified as an assistant. I will need to look up if we still have the emergency instructor insurance, but that would require a club coach qualified person to supervise the session, not a qualified assistant. So as I said, until both qualifications, well, the award is not a qualification, it's training and education. It will have a BT tick to it, which will mean you're qualified to a certain level, but we're not classing it as a qualification because there's not a formal assessment process. When the club coach qualification and the award are both running simultaneously, side by side, and these requirements come into place, that's when we can start looking at the different types of insurance, etc. Just now we've got people who are logged as assistants on the hub who are leading sessions, which, because there's no qualifications to say otherwise, just now that is okay, as long as they're able to do so and the club coach is confident that they can lead sessions on their own. Anyone else? Just to confirm right now, anyone wanting to apply for a goal, which enables them to coach international G1s, are not required to complete any part of. As it stands just now, we don't have any qualifications or minimum standards in place. So we can't basically say you need to do this, you need to do this when it doesn't exist. Even the Coach Award isn't launched until the 24th of this month. So going forward, we will bring in minimum standards for our coaches. The goal licenses basically is we don't set the criteria for that. We can only set in-house criteria, which will be to be a coach with BT or an assistant coach, you need this or this. And then if you're not a registered assistant or a registered coach with BT, you will not be applying for a goal through BT. So it's sort of a separate issue. Can our assistant coaches apply for full coaching license instead of assistant? Unless they are level 2 qualified already with BT, they will have to go through the assistant award first before they can attend the club coach qualification. Good stuff, glad that's answered that for you, Hirsch. Any more questions? Anybody need to discuss anything or chat anything through on the... I get because this is recorded, not anyone wants to sort of actually speak on it, but feel free to dip in. It's only going to be made available on email and potentially somewhere on the BT website. So we'll give it another couple of minutes. If there's no more questions in the chat panel, we can probably round that up. And if I've not answered your questions here or you think of something, send me an email and I'll basically get the answer for you and get back to you. And I will take all these questions and create an FAQ page. which I'll communicate to everyone. No problem, Harsh. Thanks for attending. Cheers, Nick. Once this course is out there and people are doing it and see the benefits and the engagement between the club coach and the assistant, and both the sort of back and forward learning from each other, advice, guidance, I reckon this will sell itself, to be honest. It hopefully will create a buzz within BT and a thirst for learning. And then that'll take us nicely into the club coach qualification when that should be available this summer. Okay, looks like we've no more questions. So as I say, if anybody's got anything further to add or ask, please just email me and I'll get back to you on that. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll hopefully see you all or speak to you all soon.